Hi, I'm Daniel, and the fourth whole Transylvania film, Transformania, finally released. First release date was back in July, but it got moved back to October 1st, with talks about Amazon distributing. However, it was delayed but wasn't properly announced to be until after that day. Now it's finally out, and I have had the video file in early stages for over half a year. Video I made about all the previous 3 films in one was supposed to release the week before this, but that didn't happen with the video releasing in September. Watch that video after or before because I go through the first 3 films. Now this is the extra part, except spoiler free compared to that spoiler filled video. This is releasing on the streaming service Amazon Prime when Stony Pitch Animation sent their last 3 films to Netflix. Amazon Prime is a bad service which is laid out poorly and isn't very user friendly in a lot of ways. I don't even understand why studios will license their film there, because it stops people buying or renting it on the same service, because it's trying to be both Google Play and Netflix at the same time. Anyway, I'm done with what I have to say in opening, so I'll go to the review. Watching the trailers, I thought that the idea of changing monsters to humans and vice versa was interesting, but I thought the story might turn into a Journey MacGuffin quest, and I wasn't far off with that prediction. The whole story is coincidences causing conflict, which turns them into the opposite of what they were before, and having to go to South America and find the crystal. Also, on the way, Dracula and Johnny start bonding in generic buddy movie stuff, and while in 1 and 2 it seemed Dracula likes Johnny, in 3 they seemed on good terms, making the story feel like it's going backwards. Pacing isn't natural, making the story mediocre. It takes place in only a day when the others are at least a week, making it stand out from the others but not in a good way. The themes of the franchise are skipped. I don't think singing was mentioned once, but that was included last movie. The idea of discrimination also isn't mentioned, which is a major problem for the last movie in the franchise. To be fair, with what happened here, the comparison is worth it, saying you can change from what you were discriminated against for. As for the end, it concludes well with this story element that wasn't in trailers. It was in a clip released a bit before the movie, but I won't spoil what it is. It is conclusive, revealed early, and you can tell that's how it will end despite the whole dummy eye reveal plotline. Did change the franchise to the degree where if there is a 5th, that will be very different based on what happened to end this. As for the comedy, it's okay. I can tell there's a Yo about comedy, but it's not that bad. There's mild bits of good comedy, but something disappointed that Johnny isn't that funny, especially after the last movie. The animation is great and it retains more cartoony style, but it's only a slight improvement from the last 2 movies. So, about the new design, Johnny Monster is a really good design which suits his character, and Dracula looks mostly the same as human. Drac Pack's new designs look weird, I can't imagine them like this. The whole stuff about Invisible Guy's face reveal was funny, but not because of the film itself. How are the characters in this film? First off, there's no new characters, just old ones. How are the old ones? Dracula messes up again and is becoming a pattern now, and you would think he would yearn. He was fine with 2, but in this he lies to everyone, and I think they're aware of this, making a point of how he sees everything negatively and panics, which could be interesting. It still feels too much. Now, as far as his voice, he is now voiced by a YouTuber who I've been watching for years, Brian Hall. Since he's known for doing impressions of characters, it's not even noticeable that Drac is different here. I don't know why they did this, maybe Adam Sandler was too expensive or there was controversy I don't know about, but it's good to see a new voice actor take a lead role. He is still only about 7 on the credits cast despite being the main character, but it's a start. Johnny isn't nearly as funny or to the level of how he was in The Monster Vacation, but he is a likeable character. It's interesting to see how he uses the new monster powers. Mavis should appear more because the opening 10 minutes focus a lot on Drac and Mavis, but it changes to mainly focus on Drac and Johnny instead. She gets sidelined, she should have a bigger role here based on what happens. Erica has almost the same role as Mavis, which is good continuity at least. However, Erica has changed a lot while another character hasn't much. I didn't like Van Helsing before, but he's great here for keeping his personality around the good guy's side. Drac Pack are weaker, and they have been going downhill since after the second film. They act different, for example. Griffin is usually the sarcastic one, but here he is more quiet. Frankenstein's usually a friendly guy, but here he is a show-off. Could be commentary on how looks change how you act, but that seems too smart for this movie. They tag along on the journey because Mavis didn't trust him owning the hotel, but they left Dennis there. One, they left the child alone even though he should be older now. On 2, he barely appears. Hotel Transylvania now doesn't know what to do with Dennis after 2, so he didn't bother here. Characters are presented average here, and the film is too. There are story problems, and the franchise is over on an okay ending, but the film feels disconnected from the rest of the franchise. There's little to no mentions of the main two themes, and I even noticed a few continuity errors. In conclusion, I was debating this rating a bit, but I give Hotel Transformania 5 out of 10 will not recommend. It is better than Month's Vacation, but that film has higher highs and cares more what the franchise is for, even though the side plot showed they wanted to show off the cast. I'm somewhat disappointed because this had potential. If you are interested in this franchise, then watch it just to say, but I can't recommend it to anyone else. This franchise is so close to be great because the pieces are there, but it fails. All is wait for an average film. Any Pictures Animation was turning things around in 2021. I haven't seen Viva, but I heard it's good. The other two are also good, even though I reviewed Wish Dragon a bit too highly. This is them going back to the old stuff. It could just be a blunder with Across the Spider-Verse coming. Maybe Sony hasn't really changed. This movie is a get boy last installment. I hope. The end.